never really talked about like what your draft experience was down in the
I just figured you
shit
didn't
in Green
care,
Bay.
you
No,
know.
I cared. We just had like so much to like try and get through. What was like your biggest takeaway from being there, being in the mix, being rubbing elbows with the fancy folks?
So, all right. So, can I tell you? All right, there's gonna be Q&A tonight, which is probably gonna go for like 5 hours.
Yeah, I'm sure you're about to reshare all of this.
We're gonna redo this. Okay, so I'll give you one. So there was a point where, so, all right, let me back up a lot. So I was going to this draft regardless, right? Like this was going to happen. I couldn't make it to the combine this year because we did the $1 million stream, and so like, which is the NFL YouTube thing. They sent me to the combine last year. So I straight up told them, I was like, hey, like I'm going to the draft. If you could get some cool opportunities, cool. If not, also cool. Like whatever.
Sure.
I'm gonna be there regardless. So that's how I got to like talk to like Ashton Genty and Travis Hunter and stuff like that. Like that was set up by them, which was cool. And the other thing that was set up by them is they invited me to this draft eve party. And I was like, okay,
That sounds sexy.
I found out the day of that this was a thing that was happening. It was the night before the draft, hence the draft eve party. So it was held in the atrium of Lambeau Field, right?
Where they keep the birds?
Nope, they don't keep birds there.
They made you hang with the birds?
Nope, no, atrium's beautiful. Highly recommend you go. But anyway, they basically turned I didn't know what to expect. So here's the thing. I had credentials because of this program, right? That allowed me to kind of like walk around in places and get into the draft experience and what have you. So I just figured, okay, I'll wing it. I'll figure out how to get in there. I've been into Lambeau Field a cajillion times. I got so freaking lost, man. Like I could not find a way into the building because everything was locked down because their security was insane, right? So I'm just wandering around. I'm like, I don't know how to get there. I finally run into one of the employees and they're like, oh, like we escort you over. I was like, oh, okay. So like with a group, they escort us over into the atrium.
Do they have guns?
No, they didn't have guns. The music that came out of those speakers, I don't think it's ever come out of the speakers in Lambeau Field. It was the most hip and cool. I felt like the oldest person in the world. It was very like nightclubby vibes. And I was like, okay. So they turned the atrium into a nightclub. And it was basically for like all the NFL like big wigs and execs. And so I was immediately uncomfortable. I was like, this is not my crowd. These are not the place. So they were giving away like party favors. And they were like real NFL like draft footballs. So like they had like so what they had was like you could get your name like spray painted on it. And me being me, I was like, I just want a football. So I waited on this long ass line to be like, can I just have a blank football? And they all looked at me really weird, but I stole a blank football. So the point that I'm making is instead of standing there awkwardly, not knowing how to mingle with any of these people who made a lot more money than I did, I said, wait a minute, if this is open, the NFL, like the Packers Hall of Fame is probably open. And it was, and there was nobody in it. So for like an hour and a half, I just walked around.
Yeah, because the Packers have never had any players worthy of the Hall of Fame.
I'm gonna kick you right in the shin, right in the shin. But like they're all focused on the party, so I got to like walk basically alone through the Hall of Fame.
Cool.
And it was amazing. So that was really really cool. But then like besides the week, man, like it was awesome. I mean, just the city coming together and like making this draft happen and making it like just the locals it was so freaking cool, man. Like it was the most amount of Packers fans I've ever seen in one space. And I was so happy to be there for, who knows, like it probably is going to be like a once in a lifetime event, you know, as they're moving the draft around all over the place. So to like be there as a Packers fan in Green Bay, I mean, man, like, yeah, it was like one of the greatest experiences I've ever had. And then not even talking about the draft pick.
That's pretty cool. Was Johnny Dogs with you in the Hall of Fame?
Johnny Barks, no. Johnny Barks was nabbed. We went out later. But Johnny Barks, he was there. He actually got to be, because I was streaming, you know, night 1 and night 2 of the draft from downtown Green Bay. So it was like 10 minutes away from Lambeau. But Johnny got to go in the draft theater and like witness Matthew Golden being drafted. So
nice.
That's pretty dope.
Stay gold.
Pretty dope.
Johnny Dogs.